Roll to more media, man. Hit that like, comment, subscribe button. We back, man. We back. Some more stuff, went down. Jim Jones, Camron, you know, Papoose and 50 Cent, the regular, the regular. We got some clips we gonna get into. Make sure y'all share this out. Hit that like button on the way in. We're gonna get into the first clip. I'm gonna show y'all a little clip with Jim Jones going at it with Dame Dash. So this is what we're gonna start off with first.
Dame's impact on the Dipset was nothing.
What his impact was in Harlem?
Dame impact in Harlem was nothing. Not to say it like that. Dame came up under Hustlers. That impact was it. He was a little dude when it came to hustling in Harlem. He wasn't not no Rich Porter, none of that type of. He wanted to hustle. He wanted to hustle for niggas like Rich Porter and shit like that. Dame from the East.
I don't know what podcast is this though, but damn, I just feel as though people be like, need to leave Dame Dash alone, man. Dame Dash old, he solidified. We don't really care about what he be, all the internet, whatever stuff that be going on with him, but like, that's a fact. I think Jim is like 50, about to be 50 soon in a couple years, or turning 50 or whatever. But like, Dame Dash old though, Jim Jones old. Then people got to start acting their age, and like Dame Dash, he go through a lot. He getting sued. The company getting sold on auction for it's just like, leave Dame Dash alone, bro. Like Jim Jones, leave that man alone. I just think a lot of the stuff comes with like the clout chasing stuff. They trying to get stay in the headlines and all that type of stuff. So I get it though. I get it. But like Dame Dash, like, you should be focused on Camron, like, focus on 50 Cent and that type of guys. You feel me? Like Dame Dash is not a rapper. You feel me? See, it's like you don't see Jay-Z going back and forth with Dame Dash. He'd do some behind the scenes stuff, have some business move or something. Or whatever. You don't see Jay-Z online talking about nobody. You never even seen Jay-Z go live. Jay-Z on live is sitting there chilling. Never seen it.
East side, when the niggas on the east side is different from the niggas on the west side. Now for the east side, Dame was a big deal to us because we were little when he was coming from the west side, little car, jewelry, and all that. So when you're young, he's looking like Rich Porter, but in reality, he was like this. The nigga, go to the store, nigga, take a couple grams, get out of here. Not to take nothing away from him. You heard?
But with him bringing Dip in, with him bringing Dip into the Rockefeller,
you're talking about two different things. You're talking about the streets, and you're talking about the music and shit like that.
I was talking about the
I'm not saying he wasn't a hustler in the streets.
Right.
You heard? But he wasn't the big dog, nigga. He wasn't that nigga. He just had a couple packs like everybody else in Harlem. You heard? His name doesn't ring bells for being the hustlers in Harlem. He made a movie called Paid in Full. He wasn't in the movie.
Right.
His character was nowhere in that movie. So I don't want people to get up here like, yo, he's trying to do some. No,
so you made it with a something.
He was just an actor.
Yeah, in the cult. Yeah,
the movie's about Rich Porter and all those guys. Dame was not a character in that movie. Right, he's not a Rich Porter. They didn't change Dame name to Kane or Kane. They changed. Dame's impact on the Dipset was nothing.
How you feel about that, guys?
My mic may be delaying, so everything I'm gonna say, you're gonna hear it like a second, or 2 seconds, 3 seconds after. But man, I tell you something now.
No, you good. You good.
I don't know. So When y'all hear this response, you hear it. That's crazy. That's wild. I don't care whether he had an impact. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. You understand me? And then now, when people start wondering why niggas constantly have their name in their mouth, because look at what y'all doing. Look at what y'all doing. I don't care. First of all, who cares about who had impact on who? Okay, you are asked a certain question on the interview. So I understand that you're only responding, as you should, to the questions that you're being asked in this interview. Okay, fine, cool, fine. But in the basis of how you answering it, and now, could he telling the truth? He just telling his truth. Fine. You understand me? And I know because he even acknowledged the fact that he's not trying to come up there and even disrespect her. He's just telling the God honest truth. You understand me? Because even with anybody being in paid in full and different things, different projects that involve the streets or involve what happened. This involving the stories of what happened in Harlem, what happened on the block, what happened when Rich Porter, you know what I'm saying? What happened when all of these guys was moving around the way they were moving and who was there. And I understand that. And him saying that, oh, Dame Dash's impact on Dipset was nothing. But how can you say that? And we had got state property. And state property involves both Rockefeller and Dipset. Everybody. And let everybody know too from now. Dipset is not just consist of Jim Jones, Camron, and Max B. It's a lot of members. In the Diplomats, in Dipset. There's a lot of members in Rockefeller. So that one was that whole state property. And some of you would salute here. Even he might even know, because he might even seen the movie before. State property with Jay-Z, all of them that was in there. You understand me? So yeah, he might have been played in a part or an acting part in Paid in Full, but let's not forget the movie state. Let's not just forget just the songs and the albums, but let's not forget the movie state property. So, you know, for him to say Dame Dash on Dipset, or Dame Dash's impact on Dipset was nothing, maybe he's telling the truth, or maybe that's how he feels. But even if you are, because it got to be a ways where y'all know how to conduct yourself or be like, I'm not going to speak on that. Even when you're asked certain questions on the interview, it has to be what one time we be like, oh, I'm not going to speak on that, or I don't want to talk about that right now. Let's talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Everybody, and yes, everybody do need to act their age, because ain't none of y'all hungry. I'm telling y'all that right now. Though none of y'all, you knew what it was to be hungry, but you're not hungry anymore. You knew what it was to be starving, but you're not starving anymore, which is good, because who want to be 42 or 53 and still starving like you was back in when you was 19 and 23? You know what I'm saying? So makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. But at the same time as it making a sense, be the better example. Act y'all age. If I had the amount of money that y'all had, can't nothing that Jim Jones talk about get to me, because you can't physically touch me, because you already know how that would go down. So y'all make it mad, man. Look. Everybody has their own opinion. Is Jim Jones telling the truth or telling his truth? Yes, he is. Is he right in the way how he's speaking on it though? Hell no. No, because this right here creates problems. And you know some dudes have ego problems. So he go hear this now and his ego get in the way, as old as he might be, and he's going to respond and want to say something and get mad. So yeah, then it's just a back and forth. Well, all it's going to do is just give us something to laugh at, but it's crazy. Yeah, All it's gonna do is just give us more content. But it's crazy though. Y'all should be acting y'all age. Your mama ain't hungry. Your kids ain't hungry. Your wife ain't worrying about how she get her nails done or her toes done. And y'all worrying about, come on. And yeah, cuz that's all I gotta say. Crazy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man. You know, we got some more clips too because it's like it was a podcast he was sitting on, so I guess he was speaking on a lot, you know. So I guess it's like everybody doing a tell-all right now on these little podcasts of these rappers, you know. And really and truly, we don't care about a tell-all about Dame Dash for it. Like that's the crazy part. You don't want to tell-all on Dame Dash. See what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody here. Make sure you hit that like button. We got another. I want to play something else too. With Jim Jones speak on Camron. Let's get that up for y'all real quick.
Started getting on and shit like that, and then he excelled and started getting on first and signed first, and then that'll help Cam and everybody get on and shit like that. But as far as making a name for themselves in the street, nobody had no name in the street like that. You know what I mean?
Big L.
Right.
Big L had a name for himself. He was rapping early, he was signed early. He had some dangerous ass brothers.
That was Cam.
They was uptown really shaking and moving and shit like that. You dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown.
Wolves.
Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers and shit like that. I didn't understand how that looked.
So all y'all from different parts of Harlem? The whole Dipset?
Yeah, I'm from downtown, and I met Cam on the east side. Cam was from uptown, 40th. His grandmother lived on the east side. That's where I met him at for the first time. Started getting on and shit like that, and he excelled and started getting on first and signed first, and then that'll help Cam and everybody get on and shit like that. But as far as making a name for themselves in the street, nobody had no name in the street like that. You know what I mean?
Big L.
Right.
Big L had a name for himself.
Yeah, talk about Camron. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Like, speak on Camron because it's a whole big thing. Camron be like, "Oh, Jim not from Harlem. He's not from Harlem, but really and truly, that's what we all know Jim Jones from. Like, Harlem claims him, and like when this city claims somebody else, and like it's kind of like, bro, like nah, son, there's nothing you can really do. Like Harlem claims Jim Jones. Jim Jones be outside in Harlem, outside at night, chilling, shooting videos, comfortable. That dude from Harlem, bro. Like, I cannot take that away from Jim Jones. He's from Harlem. Like, go on, man. But I like this though. Speak on Cam because like we like this back and forth, with Jim Jones and Camron. It's not nothing too serious, so it's like this is what we want to see. You feel me? So it's like it ain't too crazy. But yeah, man. Camron and Jim Jones they've been going at it all day. They've been going at it all day. There was messaging each other back and forth on Instagram. I need a post. We're gonna get that post up. 50 Cent saw it and actually, he said something also. We're gonna get all that up for y'all real quick. Let's show y'all everybody. Make sure y'all double tap that screen to hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Vote on that poll in the chat. Sending y'all gifts. Sending y'all super chats. So let's get this up real quick, right? For the new viewers that's just coming in, I'm gonna play this one more time and then we're gonna get into the next slide.
He was rapping early. He was signed early. He had some dangerous ass brothers.
That was Cam.
They was uptown really shaking and moving and shit like that. You dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown.
Wolves.
Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers and shit like that. I didn't understand how that looked.
So all y'all from different parts of Harlem? The whole Dipset?
Yeah, I'm from downtown, and I met Cam on the east side. Cam was from uptown on 40th. His grandmother lived on the east side. That's where I met him at for the first time. Started getting on and shit like that, and then he excelled and started getting on first and signed first, and then I helped Cam.
So that's the whole Camron I want to get to listen to real quick, right? All right, so we got the tweets.
And you see how he talk about some he wasn't outside like that. I'm not out there. You see how you say, oh, you was scared to come outside and this and this and that. This is how that's our problem, bro. Because that's our problems. It's our problems, bro. Because even if that was only because you saying all of that, it's only because y'all beefing right now. Because if y'all wasn't beefing, you wouldn't even been talking on the mic like that. Crazy. Yeah.
They just trying to sell like units, digital products. It's just all internet. It's just not really serious. Like the thing is with Jim Jones and Camron, they really like. That's all Jim Jones been telling Camron to pull up. Jim Jones want to shoot the fade. Camron don't want to shoot the fade with Jim Jones. They don't really got no issue for real. Like even today, they just pull up. Camron was like, "Yo, you 50 years old telling me to pull up." Like they don't. Camron don't want to. He don't want to rumble, man. That's just what it is.
He's like, you 50 years old. Yeah, okay. So, all right. Listen, see, and then it leaves that. I don't know who. I'm be honest with you. That's I don't know who would have effed up who. All I know is, you see that? Man, this is funny. This is comedy. It's not.
Jim Jones from me.
Man, I got 50 Cent knocking all of them out. I got 50 Cent knocking all of them out.
No. Between Camron and Jim Jones, you feel me? Who you got, Camron or Jim Jones?
Man, I ain't got nobody. Do
you think Camron is actually dunking it? Listen, Jim Jones was telling Camron to pull up for mad long. And they in Harlem, bro. The crazy part. They're in Harlem.
If they really but it's not like this team don't have connections with that team and that team don't have connections with that team. So if they really wanted to get it popping in the ring then. Don't y'all niggas like doing that celebrity boxing shit? All right then. So get it popping in the ring then. Cut all the talking, cut all the interviews.
Let me tell you something.
Man.
Let me tell you something about these. Let me tell you something about being a celebrity, especially when you have a lot to lose. If you will see, the thing is, you probably do it, right? Because you're different. These dudes don't be wanting to like throw their career on the line, because they might end up getting beat up because they really can't fight for real. So they forget all the money, right? Forget all the money and stuff, right? They don't want to go in there and lose, and then they get trolled online. They might lose brands.
So it's ego.
It might
ego.
It's not ego. It's not ego.
Yes, it is.
What it is, listen, it's not ego. What it is they don't want to lose their stock. Yes. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose their stock. Camron don't want to lose his stock. He don't want to go mess with Jim Jones. What? Jim Jones ended up beating him up. He don't want to take that risk in his career right now for Jim Jones to take that L from it, And then he don't want to give Jim Jones that either, because really and truly, Camron don't have to do it, because really and truly, Camron is actually the big dog. It's not like Jim Jones is the big dog. Camron is the actual big dog. Jim Jones is just outside right now. Jones outside, 10 toes down in Harlem right now. And Camron is just kicking his feet up, sitting in the penthouse. And
Both
Jim
of them kicking
Jones
their feet up.
got
They
10
just kicking their
toes
feet up
down.
in different ways.
Yeah,
One nigga kicking his feet up outside.
for the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other one, yeah, you see it. You see the videos. Jim Jones shooting videos out in Harlem and everything. Where's Camron at?
I wouldn't be
You know what I'm
surprised if
saying?
Jim Jones got a video coming out tomorrow.
If I was
I
Jim
wouldn't be
Jones, I'd
surprised.
drop one tomorrow too. Get Camron to come out and respond to you on a track. Yeah, I go back and forth on a track. That'd be crazy.
Not going to happen.
I think Camron would actually duck that too.
He would.
I don't think he would.
Because he's going to laugh.
Give him that.
You want to know why? Because he's going to laugh at Jimmy. He going to laugh at him. Just like how he said, you too old to be saying pull up. Same thing. He going to laugh at him and thinking, why is he responding to him? He going to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got niggas, especially him, but he was the leader in Dipset. So especially him knowing that he was the leader in Dipset or still is the leader in Dipset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he don't feel like he gonna be like, man, you beneath me. I don't gotta do nothing. You beneath me. Yeah. I don't gotta put up do nothing. You beneath me. That's exactly what it is. And let's not forget that's how this whole thing started. That's how this whole thing started. If people wasn't paying attention, because don't get me wrong, everybody will pay attention to them going back and forth, but nobody will pay attention to how it all started. That's exactly how it started. Exactly how I'm telling y'all on this live is exactly because I watched it. You understand me? It went from everybody having fun telling jokes to the jokes got a little bit serious and everybody part ways because of the jokes. But yo, I feel like y'all trying to play me. Yo, I feel like y'all trying to play me. And different things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now here we go again. One of the reasons why Jim Jones want him to pull up, and because he want to put hands on him, and he wanted the Camron know, like, yo, stop playing with me. Y'all trying to take me for a claffy. I'm not no claffy, bro. I would rock your jaw. That's exactly what it is. Because that's how it started in the first place.
This was some comments earlier, right? So Jim Jones is like, do your shoot. He said, do your shoot, pump. Camron was like, what's wrong, Capo? Yeah, he off too. I know it's hate for you to be 50 years old with no heat. What's your Zell, bro? I got you. So this is the post that was going back and forth. Let me put the next one. So the next one, they keep responding back to each other in the comments. This is Camron post. Let me see. So Jim Jones is like, you soft. Camron was like, yeah, but my heat on and I'm warm. You 50 years old, tough and cold, but dead. But Capo, is he off for real? Capo was like, Jim Jones was like, you wanna play pull up, let the people see how soft you are, chump. Camron was like, Jomo, you 50 and still wanna pull up. I got the video you breaking in your own studio, trying to trigger the heat system and chasing your landlord around in his car because he won his rent. You are 50. You will pull up on that heat bill.
Who said that?
You know, they just
Who said that?
The last part.
You see? You see? You see? You see, y'all? Okay.
They just going back and forth, you know.
Mm-hmm. Clowning the shit out of each other. So, this is how it started.
Jim Jones has said, he has said you soft, but it was actually your whole crew is soft. So he said Camron, whole crew soft. And then something else. And then Jim Jones like you soft, okay. Freak. And then Jim Jones is like freaky 730, you soft too. Jim Jones like, was I soft in Detroit when dudes was getting at us? you was using me as a shield. Trigger, trick, cheese was there. Listen, use that nigga as a shield, Jimmy. He will you the money. Use that nigga as a shield, nigga. Use that nigga as a. Why you? First of all, why you let another man, use you as a shield? That's what I'm talking about. Number one.
You know when they do that first?
Use them as a shield.
Cause you know where they do that at? You know where they do that at? If you was some dirty three things. If you a female, if you a dirty mug, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't care about your homeboy in the first place, or little boys, when they tell them stories of the boogeyman, that's when you use somebody like, no, because the monster come get me. Yeah. Y'all grown.
Yes, no. That's
Remember?
That's crazy. So there's another video that circulated that Jim Jones, I think he was in his warehouse. I think he was giving out food or so. So shout out to everybody. This is
You're about to tap in.
Yeah, it's cold as hell. It do look like it's cold as hell in there. It do look like it's cold. It's like he cold. Like, what did he that way? Like,
it's New York. If
it's a warehouse, he probably don't got no heat in it. But I ain't gonna lie. People don't understand. They think it's all a joke, but like sometimes it be so cold that shit. The whole heating system would like malfunction, and they gotta be unfrozen or thawed out. They don't know about that. They don't know about that. You know, so
they don't.
But another thing is too, he rich. He should have had like 3 or 4 heaters plugged in somewhere in there to heat that place up if you don't got heat. Like, why is you like you should have been in there with no jacket on? Like, it should have been nice and warm in there. Like,
Talk to me. Have cornbread. Thank you, sir. Trust me, how's your cornbread? Thank you.
oh, this is 50 Cent. He posted up something on Google. He was showing him he can get him the heat. This the radiator. he showed him the radiator.
But hold on. Before we continue laughing at how that nigga ain't had, hold on. Before we continue laughing at how that nigga ain't had no heat in a warehouse, let me play devil's advocate real quick. Right? What if he did everything at the last minute?
Bro, he still have a warehouse. Why you don't got no heat in your warehouse? You've been podcasting in there. Like,
so he's been in there. He's been podcasting and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so then that's his fault. That's his fault. Because you have access to the building. And you know that you were going there to give out food and these different things. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So that's why I played devil's advocate real quick to say, well, maybe he did it at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was looking for a warehouse where he could actually do the giveaways in. But then now you guys are telling me that he has a podcast. He does podcasting in there. And he has access in there. Of course, because that's the only way. That's his fault. That's why you're getting clowned. That's his fault. And you only did that because Max B came out and was giving out food. So, yeah, that's your fault. Yeah. I'm thinking he did everything at the last minute, trying to rush. Nah. You be podcasting in there, my guy. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's like me saying, that's like me being the manager of Popeyes. And inspection asks me, oh, why isn't the fryers clean? Oh man, it was last minute, and I don't have keys to the building. Well, how you don't have keys to the building when you get here before the workers every morning? They're not gonna believe that. They're gonna fill the place fast. Not even Popeyes, a restaurant that's just open and it's been open for a good while, good service and everything, but all it takes is one thing not to pass the inspection. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying? So that's big. Hey, that's his fault. That's his fault. He lucky it wasn't a restaurant. That's his fault because he would have failed the inspection. Yeah, you be podcasting in there. You got access in there. That's your building. You bought it. Yeah. Cause if you ever did that, we go in the building. You know what I'm saying? Everything cold. Going in there freezing. I'ma look at you like, cuz you ain't know the building was cold like this, nigga. What the we do podcast there? You know? So that's his fault. And then you went and tried to clown and say something. Yeah, that's your fault. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, clown this man. Clown him. You bugging. You can't, they're not give out food in that warehouse or your heat situation. No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what people
man.
and what people don't understand is the fans in the warehouse. They have you have to remember some of these warehouses are open. Just because it doesn't have a window open in the warehouse or whatever, doesn't mean that doesn't mean that the warehouse itself isn't open where as when it rains. Yeah, you're gonna know when it's raining, especially if the warehouse is still open and there's people working in there or whatever you're doing, right? Same thing when it snows. When it snows and you're in the warehouse and it's not properly heated up or the warehouse is empty, by the time you come back the next morning, you're gonna feel all of that. All of what you said, because by the time you come back in the next morning, whether you own the warehouse or you're a co-owner or whatever, you're gonna feel that. So let's start normalizing people understanding how these warehouses work, and let's start normalizing putting heat in there. Keep anybody out there, whether you're listening to this live, whether you work in a warehouse or you're a warehouse owner, keep up on the temperature of that warehouse. Where if you work there, one thing, but if you own it, yeah, it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. You own the building. If your schedule is busy, all right, fine. But along top of having a busy schedule, you being in there on a daily basis, doing what you're doing on a daily basis, and you know that the warehouse is missing certain things or needs certain things, and you have the dividends to pay for it, you just want to be cheap or whatever, it's your fault. Your fault. Because as you see in the video right now, everybody who in it look cold. They look like, yo, I should have put on another bubble jacket. Well, come on, Jimmy. You gotta do better than that, man. Come on, OG. You know better. You know better.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up to the live. Hit that like button, double tap green. We talked about Jim Jones. We talk about Jim Jones, Camron. You know, we gonna see what's going on. You know, every day is something new. So you know, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Roll to more media, man.
Wait, what questions did you ask in the poll?
I was like, did you hit the subscribe button? That's all I asked.
Oh, okay. You know what I thought the poll was about? Who you got in the fight, Jim Jones